Hello, love. Welcome back to the Intuitive Empire podcast. This is a little intro that I am recording for you. I just popped downstairs while Jonathan is giving Ava a bath, and I was just stealing a minute away to explain to you what the heck is happening in today's episode, because you will notice that it might not be quite as good a quality or quite as organized, because it was a live video that actually we filmed today being Monday, with Jen. That's Jen Kohler. If you don't know Jen Kohler, she is the Zen mother and the spiritual support in the Embody Program. And I had her on live video and now on the podcast with a really beautiful chat around what it takes to show up as a spiritual badass, continually sharing your message with the world, even if it feels like no one's listening, and how to do it in a really integrated way instead of feeling like you have to force and push and flow. And I open up about some of the struggles that I've been having the last couple weeks with being sick and just continually still putting myself out there, and really how to balance it all. Not balance in the perfect way, but how to juggle it all, I guess is a better way to say it. And I think you'll really enjoy it. It's a really, really good conversation. And if you don't know Jen, go ahead and check her out on Facebook, Jen Kohler. She's an amazing master Reiki healer. And also, I want to remind you that this is the last week to enroll in this round of Embody. It is such a beautiful energy right now coming in. The women who have joined are just really focused on their mission and ready to have the support and guidance to take their energetic, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual lives to the next level, to really hold the success that they are here to have. And if that sounds like you, then this is a beautiful opportunity to get coached in a small group of intimate women, really all supporting each other as we rise to the next level and go through the 7-phase Embody Method program. It's really amazing. Some of the feedback I've gotten from the women who went through the last round is that the system or the methodology is repeatable. They've been going back to all the modules. They've still been using the yoga videos and the guided meditations, and that they feel so much more flow and ease and purpose. A number of them, actually half of the women from the last round, I created a mastermind for, the Momentum Mastermind, and we're going to continue working together. That's how much flow and ease and purpose was found in the Embody program. They're all ready to just move it into the world in a really powerful way. So that's super exciting. And I would just say that if you like listening to this podcast, if you know you're ready for your next level and you are highly sensitive, empathic, intuitive, and you just know that there could be an easier way, that you don't need to have anxiety and overwhelm, and that you trusting your unique gifts, your brilliance, and your intuition is your next level, that you fully stepping into trust and alignment with who you're meant to be is what you are dreaming of and both stepping into. I would be honored to support you along the way on that journey, and just reach out. I'll put the link in the show notes, and do it soon though. If you feel the call, this is the opportunity. The next round will not come out until fall. So if you want to start your 2020, am I actually saying that? Your 2020 off with a bang. This is a gorgeous way to do that. So reach out to me. I hope to connect with you really soon. And let's dive right into this amazing interview / conversation with Jen Kohler. You're going to love it. Let's go. We are going to chat about working together in the Embody program. What Jen does not know is that we're going to do a lot of chatting about embodying the spiritual badass that you must be to consistently put yourself out there. Because, honey, it is real. The struggle is real. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I just wanted to have a real heart-to-heart with you before everyone got on. And so it's too late for that. You're all too late. It's too late for that, but I think we should just do it because this is real, and we do talk. Like, we talk on the phone, and we'll talk about what's going on in the Embody program, and then we'll also just get real about what's going on with us. Okay, so can I just get real about what's going on with me?
Yes, please do. You know, I love raw and real.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. So
It's my
Jonathan
fave.
and I were taking a walk, and I have just been like, I've had this little bit of anxiety, and I've felt like I'm just not totally in flow and pushing a little bit. And I've been like, what is this? And then I almost got, I don't know what happened, but this weekend, this weird like scamming thing. I use that word in quotes because who even says that word? It's such a
Oh
weird
no.
thing, right? But did you see my post about that? About how somebody was saying that somebody else was saying something and blah, blah, blah?
Yes.
Okay, well, it turns
Yes.
out that the girl who messaged me that was actually trying to just get me to click a link that would make, like, that would allow her, if it's even a her, it's like a fake profile, to tap into
Oh.
all of my stuff. Because there was this other
Oh
thread
my
in a group
gosh.
explaining, and it was happening to people where they're getting whatever you call it. I don't know if that's a scam or whatever that is. They're
That's a total scam.
okay, I guess.
Absolutely.
I don't even know. I don't ever use that word, but it's just been
Oh.
very weird. And so she was like going to send me the link. Basically, what she does is she tells you, hey, people are talking bad about you and they've put you on this website, and here's the link to go see it. But then the link, like, infiltrates your stuff, and then she has all of your information. And I don't even know what, like, again, if it's a she or what. But it was just a really strange energy, and I feel like the work I do, especially, it really puts me inside of a bubble, and I freaking like my bubble. And I think there is such a balance between staying open and being the clear channel to receive messages from source and to be that clear channel that you need to be to share the message, but then also being a badass. This is why I entitled it this, because this is what I was saying to Jonathan on our walk, is I was like, this is the real thing. Like, this is what I work on. This is what the Embody program, I feel like, does, is it gives you the tools to be able to stay open and not get jaded. Not get jaded that some girl was trying to scam me and shut down and be like, oh, not go into fear mode, because that is
Right.
not my message, and that's not what I'm about. And so anyway, that's where I'm at, and why I felt like it would be really relevant to talk about what it actually takes to be both. Be really spiritual, be really in touch and in flow with who you are, but then also be like real in the world and like functioning in a world where, one, it's oversaturated. One, it can feel like you're putting your message out there and no one's listening. It can feel like you're actually maybe even annoying people by speaking your fucking truth and being in your purpose. It's the craziest thing. Like, we do all this work to peel back our layers and to become more of who we are, just to be more exposed in a critical, harsh, judgmental world. Okay?
Totally. Totally. And us
Jen,
sensitive
this is where
souls are
I am.
like, what the hell?
Yeah. And sensitive
Yeah.
souls are like, if that's what happens when you get more of an audience, when you
Visible.
have, yeah, when you get more visible, when you make more money, then people are going to be trying to scam you. And, you know,
Right.
yeah. I think it is what happens. I think it is what
Like,
happens.
indeed, that's the contrast, right? It's the contrast showing up for you so that you get to see what it is that you really do want. That's how I see that.
I mean, it's something, and I don't even think we know. Like, I feel like we are all on this path of it unfolding. I feel I've
Totally.
deemed us the pioneers of possibility. The pioneers of possibility, that we are
So
uncovering the
good.
next step. There is no formula. There is nobody telling us exactly what's going to
No.
happen. We don't know. When you are
No.
following your intuition and your soul's path, it's like the motherfucking Wild West.
Totally.
Like, right?
Yes, I agree. We are on the leading edge, clearly.
Yeah.
And when we are on the leading edge, we don't have anything in front of us to get to see what it really looks like.
And it can be so much evidence to not even do it at all.
Totally.
Right? Like, let's collect all
Absolutely.
of the evidence that, like, it's not working and it's too much work and I don't know how to do it, and do I even want the thing if this is what it really looks like? And
Stop the press.
Oh, this morning I felt that exact same way. I was like, maybe I should just quit all of
Yeah.
this and like go get a 9 to 5 job. What am I
Oh,
doing?
Lord. Oh, my God.
And then I
Only
was
like
like, I don't really want to do that. That would be horrible.
18 years into your entrepreneurial journey. Yeah, now it's time to
Right?
get a 9 to 5. Like you're even employable.
I'm not. I'm totally not. I may only work for myself. It's the only option.
Yeah, Desiree says Wild West indeed, right? Debbie says, and yes, it's so exciting to be on the leading edge. Exciting, yes. I mean, sure, but there's highs and lows. And I think that that's what, when I said, how to embody the spiritual badass that you need to be to actually put yourself out there consistently. So that's what we're going to talk about a little bit is how to do it. But, it's real time. It happens all the time where the resistance comes up and then the unknown and the things that you'd never expected. And as you grow, and that's what I was thinking as I had that encounter where first I believed that somebody was creating a website about me, making up false claims and complaints, right? So then I'm going through those emotions of like, wow, that's amazing. And this is going to actually happen, right? And then I think of, Gabby Bernstein or Marie Forleo, people who are highly visible and highly successful and how much shit is probably talked on them. And I've heard Amanda Francis talk about how there's like a Facebook group that actually just talks shit on her. Like a whole Facebook group on it. Yeah.
Who has time for this sort of nonsense?
I know, right? I have a lot they could do if they want to come over and help out with cleaning the bathroom or any of those kind of things.
I mean, really.
I don't even have time for basic shit. Or I don't want to spend the time on it, right? So I was thinking about that, thinking, okay, but then it turns out that was all a scam and that wasn't even actually happening. And then it's really just that somebody's trying to take me down. And I feel like these are the things that probably happen to people who are really well known all the time. They just are protected from it. They're not looking at their own messages, right?
Right. Yeah.
But there's going to be a period of growth where you are doing all the things, where you're still showing up and you are answering your messages, and there is going to be weird shit that comes into your field. Okay. 101 reasons why not to put yourself out into the world. Ramona says, oops.
Right.
But okay. I have
Let's come back down, babe. Come back down.
Grounding.
Here I am.
All the grounding today.
Yes. Oh my God.
Bring it
so
down.
Much grounding.
Bring it down a notch.
Down.
What I was going to say so eloquently, segue into actually talking about the Embody Program, was that in your post you just did, which was fire, by the way, and people were so lit up by that because you tagged me in it, and it was like, someone's commenting on Jen's post. Someone's commenting on Jen's post. Right?
Yeah.
Loving it because people want to see what's fucking possible, right?
Yes.
They're living in that with you. They're like, wow, look at what you're doing. Look at what you're showing up for. And one of the things that you said in that post, you specifically talked about the needs and requirements.
Hey.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the needs and requirements and how it fits into actually creating a larger capacity to hold for your success. Being bigger, showing up more, and making more impact and income. And yes, there's going to be a shit storm that comes at every level. It's going to be a shit sandwich, which Elizabeth Gilbert talks about, right? What shit sandwich are you going to eat? True.
Right.
And one of the things that really helps me, and now I know it helps you because you went through this process, is identifying what your needs and requirements and desires are. And being in touch with it, not like it's a one-time deal, but even switching the what's happening right now? What's wrong with me? How can I fix this? To what do I need? What do I need right now to feel okay?
Yes.
And what do I require at this next level? So will you talk a little bit about how we walk the students in Embody through this process and why it's so powerful?
Yeah, so for me, learning what I need and require was everything because I never ever talked about what I needed. So I've never in all of my life, I was the biggest people pleaser on the planet until I started doing the needs and requirements work with you.
Oh my goodness. How did you make it so far?
Because I am really driven. I'm very ambitious.
Yeah.
But this was all at my own sacrifice.
Yeah.
Right? And
Right.
so when I started to pay attention to what I needed and required, I started to shift
Wow.
everything in my life. And so now I hear your little voice all the time when I'm talking to my husband, when I'm talking to my son,
He's like, who
all
is
of the
this Jaya?
oh no, it's so great because I'm like, actually, you know what? That doesn't work for me.
Oh,
I need you
yes.
to take the dog to the vet. I need you to take the kid to school. I need you to pick him up from school. And I actually have 4 appointments today, so that's going to be enough for me.
Yes.
Right?
Oh my gosh, because
Yeah.
I remember you being like Superwoman. Like, did you like take pride in that kind of being Superwoman and
I
doing
think
all the
I didn't
things?
feel like there was any other choice. There was no other choice except for just to do everything myself.
Yeah.
Control,
Can
right?
anybody
It's
else
all
relate
about
to this?
control.
You guys, as you're
I
listening,
sure
can you
hope so.
relate to this? I sure hope so. This feeling of like, well, I have to do it all, and
Yeah.
like the asking someone to help you, asking for your needs. It isn't.
Asking for your needs to be
Well,
met.
it's not taught, right?
Right. And I would even literally like sit in a movie at home and not go to the bathroom because I didn't want to bother anyone.
Wow. At home, what do you mean?
Yeah, like at home, if like we were watching
Oh,
a movie, I wouldn't want
yeah,
to bother anybody by having to get up to go to the bathroom. Or if I was at somebody else's house, God forbid, I would say that I need to do something like that. Get a
yeah,
drink of water. Those
right,
are needs and requirements
right.
that I had, but I was unable to say them out loud because I felt like I would be bothering someone, rocking the boat, being
Yeah.
too much,
Oh, being too
right?
much. I think that's a big piece, especially for spiritual entrepreneurs, because when you have a spiritual message or even just a positive message to share, you have to be big in it. People need you to be a catalyst of change in their lives. There's
Yes.
no meek, small, people pleasing voice that's ever going to get through what you need to get through to be able to actually do the work in the world. Right?
Right. Yes.
And Denise
Yes.
says, I can so relate. Never ask anyone for help. Okay, Denise, well, this is for you, sister. You
Yes.
need the needs and requirements section of Embody.
Yes. Yes. So how do
It's,
we walk people through that, right?
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
we start to really pay attention. I mean, like the way that I see how you walk people through it is we first of all you make these amazing little workbooks and PDFs, right? So
yes,
everything is all written out for you. Everything is ready to go so that
yeah,
you can see it and then you can really clearly know what do I require in my
yes,
life?
yes,
What do I require? That is not even something I ever thought of, right?
yes.
And needs and requirements and desires are all different facets,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I love that you like lay it out like that because I think that there are different levels. There are varying levels about what we need and require and desire in our life. If you
Yes.
don't know what you need and require on a really basic level, how can you ever know what you're going
Yes.
to actually desire?
It's so true. And to recognize it every single level. And I kind of look at it like an elevator. Like you get in an elevator and you're like, ding, I'm ready to go to the next level. But you have to decide, what are you going to take with you? How is it going to look when you open the door? What is the journey going to be like in getting there? Right. And for example, you know how we say that it's repeatable. So
Yes.
even right
Love
now,
that.
I'm like, okay, it's the last week of Embody enrollment. I know exactly how I want my energy to be. Next week, we start Embody again and the Momentum Mastermind. A lot going on, right? And so I'm not just like, okay, let me just barrel through this. Let me just get it done. What I'm saying is,
No.
what do I need? Because I am upgrading. It's an upgrade in my life.
Yes.
And every time I get annoyed with my husband, I make all these decisions. I'm like, I have to keep the kitchen cleaner. This next level version of myself is like not tolerating like the sink not being cleaned out. Okay. This next
Yeah.
level version of myself is like puts all her clothes away at night, like before bed.
Yes.
It's not like leaving a pile of clothes.
Yes.
Okay. All these little things. And then this is what happens. I'm at the gym this morning on the elliptical and I think, how come we leave Ava's breakfast plate out on the table until dinner when we clear it off and then put dinner on the table? Like, why do we do that? We both work from home. And yet it's so easy just, I feel these are upper limits where I'm like, well, I can
Yeah.
have a successful business. I can have a healthy body. I can have, but like the kid's dirty plate's going to sit on the table all day long. Right?
Totally. I'm just
Okay.
looking over to
No.
make sure mine
Yeah.
wasn't there.
And it's fine, like absolutely no judgment. But what I realize is like, I'm like, okay, ready to turn up the dial, ready to go to the next level. And so I get home and I'm like, I'm mad, literally like mad that my husband didn't get the fucking memo from 10 minutes ago when I thought the thing.
Oh,
And I'm just like,
yes, I feel that
I'm like,
all
this
of the
is so
time.
weird that we do this, because the whole kitchen was clean because I did it last night. And then the plate was still sitting there, but it would have been my husband who would have done it, right? And so this is where the needs, desires, and requirements comes in. Is that every single time you go to the next level, you are going to have to communicate what you need at the new level, and nobody else is going to get the fucking memo before you
Unless
actually
you say
speak it out loud. Right?
You gotta say
And
it. You
it
gotta
happens
speak it.
and you don't know how many of these up-level conversations I've had with Jonathan over the last 4 years.
Yeah.
So it's not like
Yes.
you master your ability to do it, but it's not as though it doesn't need to be done anymore.
No, it's like consistent. And that's why I like the program, because like you just said, it's repeatable. So
Yes.
it's the activities. If you are feeling like, oh, I'm going up again, I'm coming up
Yep.
again, then yes, you go back to your needs and requirements and you redo them and you revisit them with your partner and you revisit them with your child and you
Yep.
revisit them with your clients,
Yes. So
right?
good. Okay, so let's back up, because we're at the throat chakra, but let's talk about
Yeah.
the root, because another thing that I do every time I'm up leveling, every time I'm wanting to expand my capacity for more success, which is what needs to happen first. We don't
Yeah.
go out and start doing Facebook ads or start doing live videos or start promoting or selling until we expand the capacity to hold the thing we are desiring. Right?
Right.
And that's how, when it comes in, we don't self-sabotage, or we don't
That's right.
self-sabotage the action that's going to receive it. Okay? So this is a
Yes.
huge key. And in this, the sacred self-care is the thing that I always go back to. This is our root, right? So will you talk about the root chakra and how your purpose and feeling safe in your purpose lives here?
Yes, so the root chakra is everything. So it's our lowest chakra in the 7 chakras that we speak about in general.
Yeah.
And in the root is where we feel grounded. It's where we feel safety. It's where we feel security. It's where fight or flight lives, or rest repose lives. So
Yeah.
are you in fight or flight every day, or are you in rest repose?
Oh my
What are
God.
the things that you can do to get back into rest repose? Well, we'll give you the key right here.
Yeah.
It's self-care.
Yeah.
Right? It's
But
getting,
not just any self-care. It's potent
Right.
self-care. So really knowing
Right.
what you need and understanding that if you're going to be traveling, you actually need more self-care the week before you go. Right? And then
100%.
people like put all this pressure on themselves. They're going to be perfect in these extenuating circumstances. I say, fuck the extenuating circumstances. Actually create your energy the way you need it before you go into them. That makes sense?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
as I'm going into this next week, I mean, today alone, I went to the gym, did a sauna, did a meditation, worked out, did Kundalini, did legs up the wall, used my essential oils. I've eaten so much frankincense, went for a walk with my husband. This has been my
Yes.
day. That is how much I need.
That
And I know
is the
that that's
care.
how much I need, because how sensitive I am. And so we
Right.
start to work into this, right? It's like, it's not the question of like, what should you be doing? What have you done before? It's what is the most potent thing for you to do in the shortest amount of time it takes you to do it, so you can fit it in and not make any excuses, and actually have
Yeah.
it elevate you into your purpose and feeling safe to move it out into the world, right?
Right. Oh, absolutely. I 100% agree with that. That's just raising the frequency, raising your vibration all of the time. Because otherwise, next week, you're going to be like, I'm way down here.
Yes.
Right?
So I could just go into reserves, like you're saying, the fight or flight. I can function there pretty short amount of time.
yeah.
Most people can function there for quite a long time, though.
Most people do function there all
Right?
of the time.
And then adrenal
They're-
fatigue, and it's so crazy. But the way that I teach sacred self-care is not, it's not about just feeling good. Yes, it's important to feel good, but it's also important to be able to show up for your mission and to show up for the long haul. Because I know I've been stuck in places where I was like, I can do this right now, but how long could I sustain this for? So creating a relationship with yourself that's sustainable over the long haul of growing and expanding to the size, I say, but like to the bigness that you're meant for, right?
Right.
For the impact
Yes.
you're meant for.
I started all of my sacred self-care with this whole miracle morning. It took me literally like 3 hours every day. I would have to wake up at almost 4:30 in the morning.
No.
Okay, that was not sustainable, but it gave me a lot of tools to use. It was not sustainable, but it gave me the tools to find what I really needed. And what I really see is what you were just saying, is that we create ritual through our whole life. And so your whole life becomes ritual and sacred, and your whole life becomes about how can I take the best care of myself. And everything is about that. And so all of your decisions are based upon that, right?
Everything in your life. And it also makes you make more money. It makes you raise your prices. It makes you be able to get on a sales call and say, absolutely, this is what the value of working with me is, because I know how much time I need. So all that stuff I just told you I did today, well, I did have a call. I had one Embody sales call this morning. But other than that, I had time, right? So if you are somebody who's highly sensitive but wants to make a big impact, you need way more time, freedom, so that you can do all the self-care, so that when you show up, you're more potent, you're more powerful, you're more intuitive, you're more guided, you're more in flow, and people will pay you the bigger bucks because you're so fucking powerful.
Yes.
Like, that's it.
I'm seeing it.
Right?
I'm seeing it. Yeah, I am. Yeah. I mean, I've spun my wheels for a really long time, and I've done a lot of beautiful work in the world. And just after this 7-week period, just based upon that post, I had 4 brand new people come to me. 4 people.
Amazing.
That was huge for me because I've just always kind of been under the radar, and I haven't really had a lot of coaching clients. And so this was like totally huge evidence for me that the sacred self-care, the ritual in my life, that embody really works.
Oh God. It's so good because everything that we're doing, the spiritual practices, the physical practices, the mindset practices, is in order to be able to help you get out of your own way, show up more powerfully, and do your work in the world. But for highly sensitive, intuitive, empathic, spiritual people, there is no roadmap. And I feel like this is the closest thing to a roadmap that I've actually ever seen to being able to live a tapped in, tuned in spiritual life and have the tools, but also to be able to go out there and share. And so one of the things, like in the naming of this, in putting yourself out there, I guess I want to say to you guys hey y'all, thanks so much for watching, you guys. Put a number 1 in the comments if you see my content a lot. And put a number 2 in the comments if you see both Jen and I's content, because Jen gets on live video a lot. She puts a lot of content out as well. She does her daily pulse every day. And I want you to think about how much you're showing up. And so I think about the ways that I show up in my business, doing free trainings, sending emails, doing Instagram stories, doing my weekly podcast, and all the ways that I know I'm showing up in service. That's why I do what I do, right? And we can sit there with this dream and thinking like, I know I have all of this within me, but I don't know how to show up more powerfully, more potently. And I want to, but it's just easier to sabotage and to be in resistance. And it's also maybe easier to just do it the old way, which is very masculine and force driven. And so I'm here to say, like, it does not have to be that way. It's possible to marry both the masculine aligned action taking and the feminine, the flow and the feel good, and put them together. And since I've done this, I know, because I had a 6-figure business doing it the other way, where it was just more like strategic, and it worked.
Yes.
I created $150,000, $155,000 in 10 months.
Wow.
Right. And I had never made more than $30,000 in a year from 12 years I made that. So like that was a huge, huge thing. And it was not sustainable. I was going to burn out. It wasn't my true soul's calling. And so I can say that it's risky. Like, I feel like we have to let go and trust and surrender so much more to the new way. And yet when you do that, I promise you that on the other side is even more abundance, even more fulfillment, because I've been
Yes.
able to completely let go of the other way and come back and do it the embody way. And it works. I've already had
Yes.
multiple 5-figure launches. It works. I'm on the way
Amazing.
to a multiple 6-figure income with this business. And I have not
Amazing.
felt burnt out one time,
That is amazing.
right?
It is different. It is a different way.
It is.
Excuse me, it is a different way. And I as an energy practitioner, I have the chakra system down. I have the energetic practices. And yet I was
Yes.
not, it was hard for me. It's hard for me to get myself out there. It's hard for me to get into my visionary aspect of myself because I don't want to get disappointed or whatever that looked like, right? And so I think that when like getting into this embodied perspective, that is knowing my needs and requirements, understanding all of those things. It's just this
Yes.
really holistic system. I mean,
Yes.
that's really what you've put out here. It's really amazing.
Well, and it makes sense. If you were not asking for your needs and you were
Right.
being a people pleaser, then your vision has no space to actually grow from because your energetic
Exactly.
system has to work together. And it's like anything that's a cycle. You need all the phases of the cycle. And so it
Exactly.
makes sense that if it wasn't pumping, if that throat chakra
Right.
wasn't really active, that your vision is going to be compromised. And so it's about
Exactly.
being the fullest expression of yourself.
Exactly. Yes, it is. And that is what you bring to the table. It's
Oh,
beautiful.
you're so sweet. I'm like, this is fun. Okay, so let's talk about what it actually looks like. I
Okay.
mean, we kind of skirted through a lot of the topics that go on in Embody, but one of the reasons that I feel like it's so amazing and that it's actually a group program. And I know that a lot of people, so you guys let me know in the comments actually, have you ever done a group program and you felt like, oh, I was just ignored. It didn't even matter if I showed up, or was it even worth it? I really wanted attention and I didn't get it. I'll raise my hand because I have done all of that. I've paid $8,000 for a group program that basically sucked ass.
That
Okay.
sucks.
I
Yeah.
mean, it is what it is. Now I know exactly what not to do in a group program. So let's talk about
Totally.
how this is put together and who it really is right for. So you guys, if you're
Okay.
curious, you're like, well, great, that sounds good, but like, how does it actually work? Let's share with them how it works.
Okay.
So I'll start and then you can chat about your piece because one piece is pretty much all you. I call it the trilogy. So it's 3 different pieces put together to create the whole of the experience of Embody. And one is the content, right? It's got to have good content that is going to keep you engaged and keep you excited. And the way that happens is every week, the new phase that we're in is dripped out to you. And you have all of your videos, which are very short, concise, and potent. Is that true?
Yes, and very digestible.
Yeah. So there'll be like 4 videos and they'll all be less than 10 minutes. And then you have your own work and you do it at your own pace, which is such a miracle and such a blessing inside of a group program because you don't have to get on the live call and take notes on the lesson and understand it all. You get to go back, you get to watch it again, you get to do it as many times as you want. And then we move into the coaching, which is where the transformation happens. And on the coaching calls, I can say that I think it's been the most powerful coaching that I've ever done, even including the one-on-one that I've done. And it's because the group is carefully cultivated. And in the group, everybody is there to show up. Everybody is there to transform their lives. And they are all going to be holding space. And one of the gals even became a life coach during the program. She wasn't even doing that because she saw her own ability to show up and hold space and really be able to see what was needed on those calls. I mean, so incredible. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
And will you speak a
Oh,
little bit
yeah.
to the calls?
Well, I really love the way that we are doing the coaching calls because it's true. You're not just getting on and doing a lesson, you're actually having hot seat coaching, which I
Yeah.
love. It's
Yeah.
focused and you are wonderful. And ask everyone to get on and tell you beforehand
Yeah.
what their question is. And so, what I loved was in the very beginning, nobody really had a question. They didn't really know what they needed. They didn't know
Yes.
what they needed coaching on. we hadn't gotten to needs and requirements yet.
Yeah.
But that is a beautiful piece. It was like, I even have a little note written up here about this, about on my board. Okay. So it's like, what's the question? What are you actually struggling with? Get focused and create what it is that you
Yes.
need to talk about on this call, so it goes in a flowing way, so it flows really
Yes.
nicely, and everyone gets the amount of time that they need. But it's because it's focused, it's because it's intentional, and there's awareness before the call even starts.
Yes.
So you know what the question is before the person even, before we all even get on the call together. I
Yep.
hope that kind of that
No,
maybe
that
didn't all come
totally
out
makes
right.
sense. And everything, I mean, the reason it's so good, it's because it's not just happenstance why it's done that way. You know, yeah, you need to get it together, you need to do your work, and you need to show up and ask your question and ask for the support that you need. And how does that translate into your life? Well, it translates into your life in an incredibly powerful and holistic way where everything shifts when you're able to show up and really ask for what you need and show up for yourself first and foremost, right? And so it's like, that's amazing that that happens. That's not even the coaching, right?
Right.
But I've
But it's
set
so
it
powerful.
up, right? And I've set up the program so that I'm not like teaching and then tired after teaching and not really available. I mean, I prime my energy. I set myself up so that when I show up to coach, I am 100% there, committed, intuitive, and really tapped in. And so I think that
Absolutely.
shows on the calls where
Absolutely.
everyone really gets what they needed. I would say that is the core thing that every single person who took the course said was, you know, I was always met where I was.
Yes.
Right? Not being expected to
Yes.
be somewhere you're not being expected to be someone you're not, but really tuning into who you are and what you need in that moment and being able to ask for it and receive it. So
Right.
much
And it's
healing happens in
also,
that.
I feel like it's also not just about the content. It's about like, where are you today and what do you
Yeah.
need from us and from me? What do you need from me right now? What
Yes.
is, what is it? It feels so intentional to me.
And then Jen is on all of the calls and she does spiritual guidance after. So I'll do my
Yes.
intuitive coaching. Then Jen will be listening the whole time, holding space, and then pulls cards and reads the cards for you. And everyone's just like, oh, I mean, it's so good.
It really is. It's always really spot on.
Yeah.
Spirit is just speaks very loudly. And when you're tuned in and tapped on, tuned in, tapped in, turned on
Yeah.
to these calls, like Jaya and we just have this amazing thing happening, and the tarot just speaks really loudly. The intuitive guidance comes through so
Yes.
clearly. And
It'll
I
be
feel like
every
it's
time. You're
always
like,
so potent.
yeah, you'll be like, and to what Jaya just said, it's like, it'll be like the
Totally.
exact same message comes through on tarot. We should
Yeah.
do your tarot before and then see if it's actually,
Totally.
yeah. No, we shouldn't.
It
It's
just feels
totally,
really good. It just
it
feels
feels,
so like, I don't know. It's just this
it's,
give and take. It's giving and receiving, giving and receiving.
it is, and it's nurturing and it's holistic and it's nourishing, which I think is really needed in the coaching space because so much of the coaching space is really about just getting a certain result. You know, you want to get a certain result, you have to do X, Y, and Z. And this is about actually in your life, it is going to serve you at the highest level to tune into you, to know what you truly need and desire, and to be able to show up powerfully in that. You know, what's on the other side of that is all of your dreams and all of them being realized and magnetized towards you. So it activates you in such a powerful way. And then, so those are only two of the things, right? So we have the content and then we have the coaching and then we have the beautiful Facebook group that is unlike any Facebook group because Jen is the Zen mother. So Jen, share with us a little bit about the Facebook group.
Okay, so I love Facebook and I love Facebook groups, and I actually love, I am a bridge. Okay, so I love to connect with people and connect to people. And in the Facebook group, I am there to to offer assistance, guidance, to offer accountability. I am in there on Sundays letting people know that the teachable stuff has uploaded and that they should make sure they get on and pay attention to the content that's coming up. because there's a lot going on in the world that we all need to
Yeah.
like remember all of the things, right? And then
Yep.
I come in on Mondays and we talk about what is our intention for the week, so that when we get on our group coaching calls, it's not just like willy-nilly, like what we were just
Yeah.
saying. So what is your intention at the very beginning of the week? This is so important. Having intention is everything.
Yes.
And then on Fridays, we talk about what our wins are. So, we go through the week and we talk
Celebrate.
about the celebration, the gratitude, the appreciation, because
Yeah.
where our energy flows, our energy grows, right?
Yes.
I said that wrong, but
No,
it
that was
sounded
right,
good.
I think.
I'm like, it sounds good.
It,
So
it
right,
goes
so
and
where
it
our
grows.
energy
Yeah.
flows, it grows, right?
Yes.
So where we're putting our attention, when we're paying attention to the things that we love in our life and celebrating the big wins with everybody around us, and that brings all the people in, all the people who are in the group are celebrating each other.
Yeah.
We're all just grateful for each other. And so that is a big part of what I offer in the Facebook group. It's just all that accountability, intention, and awareness, and winning. Winning.
It's so good. Can I take the program? Like, I just want to do it again. Well, we get to do it
let's
again.
do it
Yeah,
again.
we could do it again. Okay, let's do it again. Okay, so we are doing it again, and the first call will be next week. So if you guys have been following Jen, you've been following me. I don't know if you shared this video, so I don't know if they're just my people, but that's okay. You can do it after, or you can
I'll
do
share it after.
Do it now.
Can I share it now from here?
You can do it after or now.
I don't have it.
No, you'd have to get on
I'm
your.
like, I don't know. Oh, on my
It's okay.
desktop.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm like, okay.
So we get started next week with the first call. So you'll want to reach out to me or Jen now, ASAP. As the week goes on, there's less time to get on a call, but we can get on a one-on-one call and really just chat and see, is this your next aligned step? And does this feel right to you? But I can say that if you are highly sensitive, empathic, intuitive, spiritual, you have a message to share, but you are ready to actually create the frequency that is going to attract it in by showing up more for yourself and creating an actual container for that energy, you are going to love it. And if you are ready to sink more into your soul purpose and really use that, and this is the answer to actually what's the title of this, which is like, how do you embody the spiritual badass that needs to show up? And this is it.
Yeah.
It's you understand that your innate magic, you are the only one that has that particular magic, and it is imperative that you show up in it. You also understand that your purpose and what you are here to do in the world is only been assigned to you, and you are able to then get out of your own way. You're able to deal with the overcrowded space online, and you're able to come home to yourself and receive the guidance that you need to be able to show up more powerfully. And so if that speaks to you, it is perfect for you as well. So do you have anything else you want to add?
I would just say that if you are really ready to expand your consciousness, if you are really ready to show up for yourself, for your family, and for your clients, for your business, that this is an excellent way to manage that. It's an excellent way to understand how your body works, how your mindset works, how your soul set works.
Yeah. Soul set. What's that?
Like instead of your mindset, your spiritual, your soul, your emotions, all that.
Did you just make that up?
It just came out of me. I don't know.
Yeah. What she said. I like it. Your soul set. It's so good. Yeah. Okay. Shelly says, me. Yes, Shelly. Shelly and I had a call today, and she is wanting to join. So that is amazing.
Awesome.
You know Shelly, right?
Shelly who?
She said she knows you. Shelly Smith.
Shelly Smith? Yes, absolutely.
I forgot to tell you. Yeah.
Shelly, please join us. You are going to love this program. This is perfect for you.
Yes. Amazing. Okay, you guys. So reach out to me. Reach out to Jen, and we will get you all hooked up. Write that down, Jen. Yes, exactly. And if you found this video valuable, please feel free to share it out, share the love, and let us know any questions you have. Okay, you guys? So much love.
Beautiful.
Yay. Thanks so much for listening and being here. And if you loved this episode, please take a moment to rate it on iTunes. I feel so honored when I read your reviews, and I would love to feature you on the podcast as a spotlight review. Also, find me on Instagram at Jaya Rose, and I would be so excited to share your story into my story. I just love seeing the feedback and that you're listening. So share it out on social media, share it with somebody who you think it could benefit, because us showing up for other people is what this is all about. It's a ripple effect of change, and we do that by sharing. So thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time on Bliss Boss Talks.